Welcome to day number 9 in the I Wait Project video series with Dr. Michelle. Hey everyone, we're at verse number 9 of Psalm 27. And David says this: "Do not hide your face from me. Do not turn your servant away in anger. You have been my help. Do not leave me nor forsake me, O God of my salvation." I would have loved to be able to hear how David conveyed this prayer to God, but we do not have an audio recording. So we just have to take what he says and interpret it based on what he said before and what he says after this. And just before this verse, he says to God, "You said to me, seek your face, and my heart said to you, your face I will seek." And now he's like, don't hide your face from me. That which David was seeking, the face of God, the presence of God, he doesn't want to have a moment in his life where that presence is hidden from him. See, yes, God is his light and his salvation and the strength of his life, his deliverer, his fortress, and all of that. But God is really the reason for David's life, and he understands that. So he doesn't want to be separated from God at any time or have a moment where he can't see or trace God. He also says, "Do not turn your servant away in anger." And now I think this is a very interesting part of the verse, because when it talks about God being angry, it's not that God is unjust or God is petty, trying to get back at you or withhold himself from you and just give you his silent treatment or anything like that. God is completely just and holy. And there are things that David has done, he could be doing now and will do, and also that we have done, could be doing now and will do, that dishonor God. And so if God is angry, it's not because, like I said, he's petty or he is emotionally unintelligent. It is because God is holy. And there are things that we do, it is sin that we commit that dishonors God. And God is angry with those things because that's not what he designed us for. He designed us to be in a beautiful relationship with him where we are obeying him, we are in deep communion with him, and we are living up to our divine design. So when we sin, when we rebel against God, when we disobey God, right? These are reasons why God can be angry with us. And just let me say this: what God calls sin is sin. We may want to cover it up or say, listen, a little white lie or taking something from the office because I work hard. But if it is something that is wrong, it is wrong. And so we don't understand the fullness of God's holiness because we are not God, but he knows. So David understands, all right, that there are times that he will dishonor God. He will fall short of God's perfect standard. And I believe that ties back to the verse where he says, "Have mercy on me. Do not give me what I deserve." He knows how important that is. And he says to God, "You have been my help." And we definitely have evidence of that in the first couple of verses where David just recounts for everybody that, God is his helper and God is his light and his salvation and the strength of his life and his protection and all of that. So there is a track record with God that God has been David's help. And David is telling God that he recognizes that it is God who has helped him. And so he says, "Don't leave me nor forsake me," right? Don't abandon me. Don't leave me alone. Don't remove yourself from me. I need you. Why? You are the God of my salvation, right? Connect that back to verse 1, but also that you're the only one who has delivered me, who is delivering me, and who will deliver me in the future. David is strengthening the point that he needs God. God has delivered him before, and he will need deliverance again. And that is for us as well. We need God. We need God's mercy. We need God's grace and his forgiveness. And when we do things that dishonor him, that he will stick with us. And the beautiful thing about it is he's promised not to leave us nor forsake us. So it's more of us in our humanness, crying out and asking God to do something that He's already promised that He will do. But in the crying out, we are reminded that God is perfect and He is holy and He is worth obeying and following and honoring. And so in this, we see the different nuances of life and how God alone is our help, and our heart's desire must be to live in a way that honors Him.